That looks good. So Ground Zeroes, right? This game is not very long, so we'll actually do a good number of missions over and over. First things first, this game looks freaking amazing. Now, let's go down. Turn it down a little bit. Where's the audio? No audio settings, huh? Interesting. I thought there was. Control camera display. Game screen graphics key. No options in Metal Gear Solid 5. Gotta use Windows Volume Mixer. Fucking awesome. Awesome. Never knew that. I played this originally on PS4. So, of course, my volume mixer is stuck behind the game, and I can't get it to close or move out of the way so I can get the volume mixer out. So we'll have to relaunch the game. Awesome. So there's a little bit of a history lesson there, how bad the port was for Ground Zeroes, apparently. I went through. I played this a little bit before on the PC when I rebuilt my new computer. My initial playthroughs were on PlayStation 4 back in the day, back in 2015. But I made sure that we went through and deleted our save file so that you guys are going to be able to see exactly how this game starts up and see exactly what it looks like. What's kind of neat here is you got the backstory. Everything that's in here is the events of Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker, which we did play as part of this History of Gaming series. But you can go through and read that if you're wondering. Now, this does take place right after Peace Walker. You can see the patch on Snake's sleeve up there, Big Boss's sleeve, is his Army Without Borders group. We also have cassette tapes that have some lore from the previous games. Let's jump into game start. So we have multiple, there's a bunch of like secret missions in here, and then we got Ground Zero mission. I can't switch it to hard, you gotta beat it on normal first. And it says, rescue Mother Base member Chico and high-value target Paz from the U.S. Naval Prison Facility and escape the mission area by chopper. Targets Chico and Paz. If you guys remember, Chico was the kid that we met in Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker. So clearly he's been taken prisoner by somebody and is being held at the U.S. Naval Prison Facility. And if you remember the true ending for Metal Gear Peace Walker, Metal Gear Zeke is taken over by Paz, the girl, and she gives us a bunch of hell for it. So we consider a high-value target not an ally. We really don't know where Paz lies. Big Metal Gear fan, or do I do this for everything we play? I'm both. So I am a huge Metal Gear fan, but shortly after starting up full-time streaming on Twitch, I found that a lot of viewers were younger than myself, and they didn't grow up in the late 80s, early 90s, and they didn't play video games as the games came out. And there's a lot of old games that they don't even bother to go back and play, so I do this history lesson, basically. I let people know why Metal Gear is so freaking awesome. Like, it's not, you can't just go back and play the game. You gotta know the shit that Kojima was pulling during the releases, right? And you gotta know why Mario's so cool, and you gotta understand why Mass Effect was so cool with the rolling save file. So we pick series out, and we take effort to go back and not just play the game, which a lot of folks do, but also give a history lesson about the studio and what was going on at the time. And of course, Metal Gear was my first history lesson I wanted to do, because we were able to get into what happened with Konami. Lady Goggles, what's up? It's a lot of fun. Exclamation point Hog, if you want to take a look at the list of other games that we'll be playing. I do have a automatic timer that should be going for Nightbot. It should have thrown it out by now. Let me actually make sure it's running. There we go. We do have a poll going. This poll is for the next game that the next game series we'll tackle on History of Gaming after we finish up Metal Gear. So this poll is going to run from now all the way through the end of Metal Gear Solid 5, and then I'll start working towards preparing for that next series. Glad you didn't miss Ground Zeroes. Oh, Lady Goggles, you did miss the massive. I think it was at least 45 minutes of me talking about all the bullshit with Konami. Like, that was a long stretch. Here we go.
She told us everything. Don't worry, I kept my word. She didn't suffer long. Here. You earned it. How's it feel to play the traitor? No more war games. You're a real man now, soldier. Give my regards to your boss when you get home.
Thank you for the follow, Old Snake.
10 days ago, we got reports that Paz was still
What's up,
alive.
Sparks?
She survived.
She was rescued by a Belizean fisherman who found her drifting in the Caribbean.
So what's the plan? Silence her before we're compromised?
No, I've got something else in mind. Our friends at Cypher suspect Paz could be a double agent. She's being held for interrogation at a camp on the southern tip of Cuba.
Black site. Nice. A slice of American pie on communist soil and out of U.S. legal jurisdiction.
The upcoming inspection of Mother Base has to be connected somehow. The timing's too perfect.
The UN's nuclear inspection.
My guess is they're trying to corroborate Paz's leak.
We're an army without a nation.
Word of our capabilities gets out, and we'll have the whole world out to shut us down. Having an American private intelligence agency involved is bad news. Cypher's the ones who sent Paz to us in the first place.
She knows their true nature.
Right. Paz is our only link to Cypher. If she's still alive, we need her on our side.
Trojan horse is in! This pirate crackdown's a go! Move!
So who's the other target?
That would be Chico. He's being held in the same area as Paz. Last radio contact was 40 hours ago. Find them both. Bring them back alive. Enter the compound from the south cliff. Secure Chico and Paz, then report back from the rendezvous point.
God damn, that looks awesome.
We'll send a chopper from across the Cuban border. You should be back at Mother Base in time for lunch. You'll probably just miss our guests. The only catch is you go in solo. The politically sensitive nature of the mission means backup is not an option.
Fine. I like some alone time now and then. I'm in front of the prison camp.
Excellent, Snake. Age hasn't slowed you down one bit.
Kept you waiting, huh?
There's that line. Kept you waiting, huh? Played by Kiefer Sutherland. So David Hayter's gone. And Kiefer Sutherland's a good Snake voice. I like it. I just don't like that it changed the last game and not beforehand. In black. Different color text. Directed by Hideo Kojima.
the compound. Get inside and head northeast.
Alright, there we have it.
Mission info has been
This is an infiltration mission. You've got to stay out of sight. Before you go any further, use your binoculars to recon the area.
So, I adore the iDroid girl. Mission info updated. So great. So great. To answer Old Snake's question, spoiler talk in my chat. I'm pretty relaxed in general, because we play all games, and we play new games when they launch and stuff like that. I have a standing 6-month rule on video games for storyline stuff, and really just don't spoil gameplay mechanics for me. Don't tell me what I unlock at certain things for new games. Specifically when we're doing history of gaming, some people come out for history of gaming because they've never experienced it before. So if we haven't gotten to that part in the history of gaming, I'm not going to ban anybody over spoilers, but it's cool if people don't spoil things for the people who hadn't played up to that point. So good news, though, is Metal Gear, history of gaming Metal Gear, Zeros, and Phantom Pain. That means we've played everything so far. To give you guys an idea, once again, what we've done, here's what we've accomplished in this series. We've played Metal Gear 1 and 2 for the MSX. We played them through Metal Gear Solid 3 re-release on HD. And then we did a technical review of Metal Gear Solid 1 on PlayStation 1. Then we played the entirety of Twin Snakes. And then we played Metal Gear Solid 2, Metal Gear Solid 3, Acid 1, 2, Portable Ops, Metal Gear Solid 4, Peace Walker, Rising, and here we are with Ground Zero. So all of the content that's in those games, absolutely, you guys knock yourself out. Have fun. Talk about things here and there. There's one really big reveal that I do want to make sure we keep quiet. And that is all contained within the storyline of Metal Gear Solid 5. If you played 5, you know what that big reveal is. So we'll make sure that doesn't get spoiled. Yeah, exactly, Lady Goggles. You understand why they changed his voice. But what I was mentioning, too, is that it works, right? It works that they changed it because of what happens in Metal Gear Solid 5. But I was mentioning it in the intro for this game. Kojima was trying to change the voice actor.
We have no more than a dozen.
David Hayter out ever since Metal Gear Solid 2. He kept trying to change the voice actor. He wanted somebody else in there. I don't know what the deal is. So here's my thing, right? Whenever we're talking about famous people, people always hold famous people in such high esteem that they're not allowed to be human or make mistakes, and I think that's a little bit unfair. I love Kojima with all my heart, but people expect that he doesn't have any flaws, that he has to be nice, creative, good-tempered. He has to be all these things. I'm sorry, the guy could have a short temper, and I hear that he does. He can snap on people. I don't give a shit. Like, he makes really good games, and that's what he's there for. He's not, killing people. He might be a short-tempered dick sometimes. That's totally fine. He's not Gandhi for me. He's a video game developer, so he makes good games, and I'm happy he makes good games, and he does it with passion. So I give him some love for that. So, right, and that's true too. Is that Kojima didn't like Hayter? Well, see, I've heard the complaint that he didn't like the way Hayter delivered the voice, which I think is completely unfair. He did try to get Kurt Russell, and Kurt Russell would have been kind of the same over delivery of David Hayter's style. I love David Hayter. I love him with a fiery passion as Solid Snake. What I think David Hayter puts it best in the interview that reveals him being blindsided on Metal Gear Solid 5, where he makes mention, and I think this is totally accurate because of Kojima's personality. In America, David Hayter was more famous than Kojima for Metal Gear. Everywhere else, Kojima was a rock star because of Metal Gear. And you see the way Kojima carries himself and presents himself when he's doing reveals. Kojima is very much a rock star. He loves the attention for what he's created. And I think Hayter unintentionally challenged him for that attention, and he didn't like that. And I think he wanted to change the voice actor very early on so that was remedied. But, and is that awesome? Like, my huge, my hero in video game development having, jealousy issues? Yeah, that sucks. I don't like that. But does it make sense? Sure. But he's human, though, right? Like, we all got problems. Nobody's perfect. I don't want to believe that either. But Hayter did wait to state those things in an interview until after Metal Gear Solid 5 was out for a month. So, and he handled the interview. You guys should go watch the interview. He handles it very mature, and he does wait until Metal Gear Solid 5 is officially out to not cause it bad press. He handles it really well to make me think Hayter probably had a pretty good angle on it. Having a baby temper tantrum. Most people do. Most creative directors have temper tantrums.
Some of them with barely enough.
So, of course, we see the third person over-the-shoulder controls that we saw in Metal Gear Solid 4 in this game.
Once this mission's behind us, I want to pitch you some ideas about expansion.
Fantastic crawling mechanic.
If you ready your weapon while crawling, you can move horizontally left or right. If you do that holding the dash button, you'll move faster.
This roll. Oh, it's just amazing. This is like one of the best parts of the game. I love it. I love it. Okay, what the hell? That was a crazy amount of cinematography, and I unlocked it because I was rolling around so much.
XOF.
So there's 9 XOF patches in the game that you can find, and that's how you find one of them. Here's another. I've actually never got all 9 of them.
Could there be more of it?
So let's see here. So the weapon wheel's different this time. It's not hold down one of the shoulder buttons and quink, 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 quink. Not doing any of that stuff. It's on the D-pad. Where are...
Head for the old prison. You'll find the targets there.
So this blew my mind, right? So, like, I got Ground Zeroes, and they said if you zoom in with your
What do you see? Press the call button to get more intel.
this. Anytime that you zoom in on something with your binoculars, you can hit the left bumper, or L1 if you're on the PlayStation, and be able to get details about the specific thing you were looking at. And this blew my mind.
It's a guard. Don't let him see you. Avoid combat whenever possible.
So we'll look at this light. I think this will work. Doesn't work for absolutely everything.
An anti-air gun. A chopper's worst nightmare.
In the back, you can see the anti-air gun. Yes, you're completely right, Lady Goggles. While the story for Metal Gear Ground Zeroes and 5 is super good, but it is like, I feel like it's 55% of what was supposed to wind up being there, right? Like, it's just half of what we were actually looking for, especially with how complex the rest of the series is. So that was a bummer, but it was still super good. But the gameplay, holy shit, the gameplay from Metal Gear Solid 5, I think is still some of the best gameplay in gaming, period.
It's a truck. Think you can pull yourself up into the cargo bed? The Stars and Stripes. Not a popular sight in Cuba.
And I don't like this, the radio tower. I should have been able to...
Your binoculars are equipped with a directional microphone. You should be able to listen in on whatever they're pointed at. That's the refugee camp. I hear it's where they hold refugees from countries like Cuba and Haiti. Those are U.S. Marines on watch, not the type to go easy on intruders.
Where? There it is. Also, you get headshot sound effects in this one,
Keep low. You can check the controls on the pause screen.
which I absolutely adored. It sounds so good, you know, when you definitely get a headshot. Bit too easy. I think, well, I mean,
To climb an obstacle, press the action button.
difficulty was never really, like, a concern. Like, you make this game as easy or as hard as you want. You can also relaunch it on different difficulties. So, like, difficulty wasn't... I mean, it was easy, yes. I'm not saying you're wrong, but it wasn't a concern for some reason, I guess is the best way to put it. Like, I'm too worried about it. I don't play Metal Gear for the challenge. I play Metal Gear for the crazy shit I can do and the story, and like I play Dark Souls for the challenge, right? Like, yeah, see, Lady Goggles got it. I play Metal Gear on easy. I don't give a fuck. And that's the cool thing too, is because after you play it on easy, you can do your new game plus on normal, and then you can do it again on hard. So like you can like work your way up, and you're carrying over items every time. You know, different games I play for different
Now head
reasons.
east to the old prison area. You can bring
And
up the target's location on your iDroid.
I don't play Metal Gear for its difficult. I like if it gives me a challenge, sure, cool, but it's not the selling point, you know. Give me the crazy story. Guards have 200% sight and sound scale. Jesus. So if you hit up, if you look at anybody, you get like Far Cry style target marking. Speaking of Far Cry, we will be playing Far Cry 5 later today, and there's actually going to be a fucking costume change for it, so you guys should definitely hang out and see that when we get there. Because I think you guys are going to really enjoy what I got planned for that today. Welcome back, Sparks. Yeah, it's totally true. I mean, like, and the older Metal Gears are actually difficult games. Like, Metal Gear Solid on PlayStation, and even Metal Gear Solid Twin Snakes. Like, Twin Snakes with its, like, even, like, the improvements in that game, don't make it too easy. There's a truck coming. Oh, God.
Eyes open, boss.
Oh!
You should move the bodies of enemies somewhere out of sight.
Oh, let's look at all this, and then watch this shit. You ready for this? Oh no, wait, hold on, wrong. What is it? Is it?
You can use your ID
No, it's
to check all sorts of operational
there it is.
data. The map, objectives, the target's locations. It'll help a lot if you let it.
You can run, dive. God, I love the controls for this game. Like, the stuff that they let you do is just... Yeah, we talk about that a lot, too. That's not what I wanted to do. So we talk a lot about, like... Metal Gear always pushes the limit. Metal Gear shows you what you can do with the system. God of War always shows what you can make a game look like on a system. It pushes the graphical limitations of the PlayStation every single time. But Metal Gear does the graphical as well as the gameplay capabilities. There's no other game on PlayStation 1 that plays like Metal Gear Solid 1 does. There's no other games on PlayStation 2 that play like Metal Gear Solid 2, or even, better yet, Metal Gear Solid 3. Even with the PlayStation 2 and 3 being now, I would say, dead systems with confidence, Metal Gear Solid 4 still plays like a beast. Metal Gear Solid 2 still plays like a beast. 3 does, you know? And 3 years later, there's still not games that play as fun as Metal Gear Solid 5. So
That's the old prison area. The targets are there.
the Metal Gear games are a testament to taking what you got and working with it to make a superior product, and it's just incredible. Not everybody. I thought that was gonna be my reload button, and I just fucking dive headfirst into a mountain. I know other studios just don't do it. Other studios make really good games. Don't get me wrong, and we'll definitely play those other really good games in history of gaming series, but Metal Gear's just great. Wasn't there a way to throw it? There it is. I knew it. Knews it. Alright, now I'm gonna try something here. I never did this before. Oh shit. Who's seen me? Where's that light coming from, for starters? Metal Gear's just great, sums it up. Yep. 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 Let's see, who? Night, night, motherfucker. Alright, I want to do something here. So we know where Chico is because we watched the cinematic. This is how you do lockpicking in the game. Don't turn it into a mini game. Just unlock the goddamn door. Take as much time as you need, but just unlock the goddamn thing. Don't make me fiddle around with it. I'm looking at you, Kingdom Come Deliverance. Dude, I fucking hucked that body. That was like Olympic shot put distances. Did you see that? Alright, so there's nobody in there. Wait a minute, there's a patch, I think, right around here. Alright, so I want to try something here. In a cinematic coming up, these soldiers right here play a role.
There's someone in there. What do you plan on doing?
I want to try something.
You can pull him out too if you want, but just don't forget the targets. Once you don't end up head first in the ocean.
Now, I've played this a million times when it launched, so I know where the LZ is. So for those of you that are watching this series for the first time, you're wondering why am I running where I'm running. It's because I know that the helicopter is gonna pick us up right here. So I'm gonna take all these soldiers. We're doing some science here. We're testing something out. All these soldiers, all these prisoners. We're gonna take all the prisoners out of their cells, and we're gonna put them over where the helicopter is gonna pick us up later. And I want to see if it changes the cinematic that we get later.
Another prisoner. Looks like he's alive.
Right. Knowing Kojima, this should work, but maybe it won't. I don't know. He didn't stop believing. Never gave up on that feeling. Don't stop believing. Alright, so we got 2 people out. Good guy Snick. So, there's 2 mind-blowing revelations in Metal Gear Solid 5. One is told to you by Metal Gear Solid 5. Another one I didn't know until I started this History of Gaming series, and it blew my fucking mind. Blew my mind. And I can't wait to get to that point in the story and talk to you all about what I realized when we were playing it. Is there any other prisoners? I think this is the last prisoner. I think the last one over here is Chico. How does the game look, sound, all that jazz? You guys let me know if you need me to fix something. I want this to look real good for you. Everything's great. Fantastic. Like to hear that. You guys like that I came with the Foxhound equipment? You guys can see the shirt, but did you know about the hat? Oh shit. Zig loves this shit. Wait till you see the costume I got planned for Far Cry. I sure hope one of my buddies got it so I can play co-op with him. I am ready to get redneck. Alright, so there's Chico over there. You have the exact same hat on your wall right now. My wife loves this hat so much on me that she bought me a second one, and I got it sitting right over there. Untouched.
Another prisoner. Looks like he's alive.
Yeah, it's for one of those nerd boxes. It came in a arcade box or arcade block or. So usually there's like a ton of guards that come down right over here. They're just not bugging me on this. Now, gotta let you all know. Oh, you know what? I got the Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker bandana from the special edition PSP bundle that they sold, where like with the camouflage PSP. I could have wore that bandana the entire time we were playing Peace Walker, and I didn't. I'm kicking myself for that now. Yeah, I want to get this in black. I want to get a bunch more, like... It's funny, I got tons of video game shirts, and Metal Gear's probably one of my... It's tied for my favorite video game series with Legend of Zelda, and I don't have any other shirts except for this. I used to have a Metal Gear Solid 4 shirt, and actually, funny thing, how I got into Metal Gear was... My mom used to work at Kmart when I was growing up, and she came home with a promotional Metal Gear Solid 2 shirt. And it had 2 exclamation points on the back with the release date, and I was like, what the hell's Metal Gear? And I was like, well, this is Metal Gear Solid 2. I can't wear this shirt until I play the first one. So I forced myself to go get Metal Gear Solid 1, play it, and then I played Metal Gear 2 when it came out, and then I played 3, and then it was just like, give me more Kojima! Oh god! Well, it's not the ninja headband bandana. It's an actual bandana, but this was the Peace Walker. So, when Peace Walker came out, there was a special edition where you could buy an actual PSP, and it was camouflaged and had the Peace Walker logo on it and stuff like that. But this is the Peace Walker, and it's that camo with the skull on it. It's Konami up there in the corner. But I would like to get my hands on an actual black tie bandana like Snake has. How's the pupper? Pupper's doing good. He's in his kennel right now. He got a taco today from Reichland and Shrug as a gift. So he's rocking a taco in his kennel right now. He's more healthy. I'm not getting into the gross details, but the problem we've been having is better.
Chico. Chico.
Chico, bro. We're gonna get you out of here.
Chico, it's me.
No! Go away! Go away! Get off me!
Chico,
Get off!
keep it down.
Go away!
So the scene is different.
Chico, calm down.
Usually, the guards or the prisoners in the next cell start making noise about how somebody's there to save them. Now that I saved those POWs, it sounds like a car pulled up, and that's what's causing it to be a hectic scene. that's pretty cool.
I got Chico.
And Paz.
Not here.
Are you sure?
Pretty sure.
Is Chico able to walk?
This part's fucked up. This game's way more, like, intense than the other ones, as far as, like, torture and shit. And gore. Look at that. Bolt through the Achilles heel, man. Ah, that fucks me
Not
up.
gonna happen.
You'll have to carry him out then. Okay, boss, change your plans. Haul Chico over to the rendezvous point. We'll get Paz's whereabouts out of him once he's calmed down.
Alright.
Mission info has
I've
been
marked the
updated.
RV on your map.
You know what? Let's do this for Metal Gear Solid 5. I bet you guys would like to see how much ammo I got and stuff like that, right? So, let's have old Zig and the tip cup swap spaces. We'll do that.
Now carry Chico there.
The map has been updated.
This is cool if you're carrying somebody and you have a one-handed weapon, you can use it at the same time. Whereas like Metal Gear Solid 4, you can switch shoulders. Why all video games that have guns in it don't do that, I'll never fucking know. It blows my mind.
The RV's just a little further. Great. You reach the RV. Put the target down for a minute.
Chico, where's Paz?
I don't want to listen to your mixtape. I want to know where Paz is.
She's dead.
When was this recorded?
She's dead.
Okay, now use your iDroid to call the chopper for pickup.
Okay. Alright. Oops. Have Snake disintegrating? I faded away. Alright.
Please select a landing zone.
I love that voice. It's... Man, I just... Such good
Landing
memories.
zone confirmed.
What's up, Belly?
Roger that chopper request. It's headed your way now.
Alright, we're gonna load up all these POWs. I kind of miss not being able to lay flat on the ground, like in Metal Gear Solid 4. Oh, look at this. Alright, so you're laying down, and if you push down the left joystick to be able to sprint. Look at him, he's like, I'm ready to fucking go. Oh, I got like... I don't think I have 500 hours, but I got like 300 and something hours on MGS5 on the PlayStation, and I left it on. I love it. I love it.
This is Morpho, arriving shortly at LZ.
Sounds good, buddy. Alright, I got a bunch of these prisoners. I don't know which one of these guys have broken war crimes, committed war crimes, but yeah, whatever, just take them.
On station at LZ.
I had to work today, Belly, that sucks.
Put the target on the chopper.
Alright. Load it.
Okay, target is in.
Rebel Red with some cupcakes. Get yourself up on that first place spot
Inside.
for Bits of the Week. Thank you. How long my MGS5 intro is? It's about 30 to 45 minutes, because we talked about Konami today
He's coming too. Roger that.
and all the nonsense that took place. No, what are you doing?
Okay, target is in.
All right, now here's Paz, or Chico rather.
droid to listen to it.
Sweet Walkman. Oh my.
Buzz!
On your feet.
Okay.
Chico was taken out of his cage. Did he leave the tape recording while he was being moved? Paz might be up ahead. I hear vehicles. And a flag. Must be near the heliport. A gate.
This snake is Big Boss. This is a direct sequel to Peace Walker's events. So we're playing Naked Snake or Big Boss. We just saved Chico. And we're gonna go looking for Paz, the girl that went nuts on us with Metal Gear Zeke at the end of Peace Walker.
Chico left the tape on record while he was being moved. Try using what you hear to find Paz.
Belly taking first
If you're
place.
still not sure, listen to the tape again.
How did he hear me? Really? Ah! Nice. So the death animations are better. You saw how he tripped.
Boss, what happened? Boss!
Snake! Belly exclamation point pull for the next History of Gaming poll.
Now let's find Paz. If she's dead, we need to see the body to be sure. Boss, any clue where she might be?
Alright, that was better. Riding in a truck ever since Metal Gear 1.
The surveillance camera.
Yeah, I hear it. Oh, there we go. Good. Nightbot's doing it automatically.
Open the front gate. Supply deliveries on its way in. Opening front gate. That's the admin building. Watch your corners. CQC is effective for dealing with nearby enemies.
CQC. Nearby enemies.
All fire teams, this is CP. We lost the security camp. There's no reason for it to be down. Whoever's closest, go check it out. CP, this is Silver. We'll investigate ASAP. You can now either interrogate him, knock him out, or kill him. His life is in your hands.
Literally. Okay, why is this not work? There we go.
Spit it out.
The map has been updated.
Beginning check. Over. CP, understood. Check your surroundings. Out.
Alright, so here's that reflex mode. You can see that it makes the game way easier, but adds like a kind of cool narrative to Big Boss. How good of a soldier he is. Belly, the druid must die. 390 bits. Taking first place. Thank you for that.
CP, this is Zulu 1. Threat in the area. We're tightening security. Over. This is CP. Understood. Keep your eyes open. Out.
Alright, so nothing. That the animations, the control scheme, everything's so good on this engine. Fox Engine's amazing. There's Paz. There she is. We found her. Rebel. Creeping back up that list with mole cupcakes. Yo, Paz. I had to kick you in the head for stealing Metal Gear Zeke. The controller is vibrating in a fashion that is close to a heartbeat when he was checking her pulse. Welcome, Mountain Dew. How you doing, bud?
Mission
Boss,
Evo has
get
been
Paz
updated.
onto the helicopter.
Stop it. You don't want to be saved? Night, night. Rebel with another 100. Been better. I'm doing real good. We're having a good day today. Monday, yesterday was bad. You join chat during a storm?
Go ahead and call the chopper. Keep an eye out for nearby enemies. They could try to shoot down the chopper.
Can't tell.
Please select a landing zone. Landing zone confirmed.
Boss, are you sure about this?
Yeah, we're gonna try it. A bit storm. Chat! That was your fault. That was completely and utterly your fault. This is bullshit. Distracting me I'm trying to lead a professional stream here. Alright, I'm good. I'm good.
Go ahead and call the chopper. Keep an eye out for nearby enemies. They could try to shoot down the chopper.
And he's doing good. This last weekend was real improvements for him. Damn, man, I can't. Shut up, Oz.
The drainage channel. You might be able to crawl in there.
Oh my god, boss, get in there. Oh. Magni also got a taco from Reichland and Shrug this morning. He loves his taco. There we go. Yeah, it's this little stuffed chew toy. It's real cute.
So your suppressor is worn out. That gun won't be as loud as any other now. If you have to shoot, be careful.
Well, we gotta shoot now. Oh, shit. Alright, forget this. Everybody dies. Can't go back there. I don't have the tools that I need to do this the way that I'm trying. Alright. Here's what I'm gonna do.
Go ahead and call the chopper.
No, we're not gonna call the chopper. We're just gonna make a sprint for it. We're just gonna go. Alright, that didn't work.
You're seriously injured. Find somewhere.
I did it the first time. This is a hard part. This is a really hard part. Well, the problem is they have those APCs set in there. There's not a lot you can do about the APCs.
Call the chopper. Keep an eye out for nearby enemies. They could try to shoot down the chopper.
Go to sleep, tank! He coughed and dodged my headshot.
Please select a landing zone. Landing zone confirmed.
Snake, that area's a hot zone.
So no?
Please select a landing zone.
Tank.
Landing zone confirmed.
Kill you.
Roger that, Snake.
Alright, if I remember correctly, the anti-air gun's gonna blow up this helicopter on its way in, but I want you guys to see how that looks.
This is Morpho, arriving shortly at LZ. All fire teams, this is CP. Focus all your fire on that enemy chopper. This is Morpho. I've taken fire. Some damage to chopper. Prioritizing elimination of enemy threats.
Yeah, why didn't you do that on the way in?
This is Morpho. I'm hit. She's taking heavy damage. This is Morpho. Taking too many hits. I gotta pull out for now. Mayday! Mayday! Cannot maintain altitude. Controls non-responsive.
Apparently my helicopter's a target now, too. Kaz deserves it? I don't know why Kaz would deserve it.
Go ahead and call the chopper. Keep an eye out for nearby enemies. They could try to shoot down the chopper.
Alright, there was... Really? I don't know anything about that. What light is seeing me here? Spotlight.
Taking a hit!
He didn't.
CP, this is Zulu 6. Under fire! There's no sign of the enemy! Over. This is CP. Understood. All units on alert. The enemy's hiding somewhere. Find them. Out. CP, this is Zulu 6. That girl's missing. It appears she's escaped. Over. This is CP. Understood. Commence the search ASAP. Do not let her get away. Out. They've discovered Paz is missing. They'll be looking for her. Hurry. You've got to get out of there. CP, this is Delta 6. Just heard noise. Send a unit to check it out. Over. This is CP. Understood. Sending someone to investigate the source of the sound. Out. Nearly there, Snake.
Please select a landing zone confirmed.
Hostile!
Get out, get out, get out!
Stay away.
One-handed lockpicking. Yeah, we don't know any of that yet, though. Know what I mean?
This is Morpho.
The Kaz has no reason to be a bad guy yet. So if you keep listening to her, she keeps telling you don't save her.
This is Morpho. On station.
Oh, I see what you're saying. No, I remember what you're talking about now. I'm thinking of something else.
The target on the chopper.
No, we did the true ending.
Mission feed has been updated.
I forgot about that, though.
Time to go.
But, I mean, he was doing it... Kaz was doing that so he could try and trace back, see who Cypher was. Which he found out nothing, but Cypher meant something. Alright, guys. For those of you who are watching all this stuff for the first time, you got a pretty heavy cinematic coming up here. Belly in particular. I know you haven't seen this stuff. So, here it comes. After it gets done loading. So, what's happened here to get Belly caught up is this is after Peace Walker. After Peace Walker, so Paz got kidnapped. Remember, Paz goes all fucking nuts. You know, she was working for Cypher, who we found out is Zero, right? So, that's kind of the funny thing, too, right? Like, let's recap on it a little bit. So, we look at Metal Gear 1 and 2, and even all the way up to Metal Gear Solid 4, we're thinking Big Boss is the bad guy. And even in Metal Gear Solid 4, we think that Ocelot / Liquid Ocelot is the bad guy. And then we kind of find out that Big Boss was like kind of a good guy in this situation, you know? He's just trying to make the best out of the situation. We found out the actual bad guy is your handler for Metal Gear Solid 3, Major Zero. And he's kind of the start of the Patriots. He's everything. He's all the bad guys. So we find out Cypher is Zero because Big Boss like has stepped away from that whole Patriot thing. So Zero's trying to keep tabs on Big Boss. And basically Paz is infiltrating Outer Heaven to kill Big Boss or do something. We never really figure out her purpose. But she takes over Metal Gear Zeke and gives us this nasty boss battle. That's real tough and annoying and shit like that. So she gets kidnapped. Chico gets kidnapped. We just saved him. That's what we just did. We just got him out of there. So we're headed back to Outer Haven, which is supposed to be having an inspection to prove that we are like following the rules of the UN, but it's a little bit too convenient, the timing, based on how well we've been tracking down Cypher and his little group.
Snake. Snake!
Medic!
Notice how the scar's in the shape of a V? Metal Gear Solid 5, V.
Damn it, we were set up!
We gotta get it out. No time for anesthetic. We have to open her now.
Hold her down. Hold her down!
Oh, God.
Keep her gut in.
Come on, medic.